Wife begged my friend, now my parents side with her and let her stay. Last night started out normal. My wife of 7 years wanted a quiet evening at home, so after we ate supper, she headed to the living room to watch her shows, and I bounced between checking the Spurs game on TV and tackling some chores I'd been meaning to get to. Nothing big, just stuff like fixing a leaky faucet and sorting some tools. Then, out of nowhere, I noticed she's pulled out the wine and polished off 2 whole bottles by herself. 2 bottles, can you believe that? It's midnight when I decide to check on her, and there she is, passed out on the couch, dead to the world. I go to pick her up, figuring I'll carry her to bed, when her smartwatch lights up with a buzz. A message pops up, and it says something like, "No way I can do that." My name would beat the tar out of me. I'm standing there, blinking at it, thinking, what in the heck is this about? So I tap the screen, and it opens a chat between her and this guy I know, not a best buddy or anything, but a dude I've kicked a soccer ball around with for years, shared beers with, known since we were kids. We used to call him Coat Rack back in the day because whenever a fight broke out, he'd just stand there holding everybody's coats while the rest of us swung punches. Anyway, I start scrolling through their messages right there on her wrist, and it looks like he's the one who kicked things off, reaching out to her first, unless she's been deleting stuff, which I wouldn't put past her. It's all flirty nonsense, winking emojis, little suggestive comments, but nothing you could point at and say, yup, that's cheating, until I get to last night's messages. She's 3 sheets to the wind, and she's straight up pleading with him to hook up, telling him she's always had a thing for him, nobody would ever know, promising she's a pro at keeping it hush-hush. That last bit about secrets? It hit me like a punch to the gut. I'm thinking, who are you, lady? I try digging deeper on her watch, but that's all I can see, and I don't have the code to unlock her phone. I haul her to bed, then just sit in the kitchen, stunned, until I crash out from pure exhaustion. Come 5:30 in the morning, I'm supposed to head to work. I do roofing, by the way, but when I climb into my van, I just slump over the steering wheel, too messed up to drive. I go back inside, grab a half-empty bottle of vodka, top it off with cola, and start walking along this old railroad track near our place. It's surrounded by woods, stretches on forever, and I make it about halfway before I plop down under a bridge, feeling like some kind of angry hermit. I'm fuming so bad you could probably see the heat coming off me from a mile away. What do I do now? I can't even look at her after reading that garbage. It's like a knife twisting in my chest. All the love I had for her just vanished, poof, gone, replaced by this sick feeling, her begging him like that? Disgusting. I'd ditch her in a heartbeat if I could, never say another word. The secrets line keeps echoing in my head, making me wonder who I've even been married to. Do I dig deeper? Honestly, I don't care anymore. I'm done. I've never felt this stabbed in the back, this grossed out, in my whole life. I've poured everything into her, not just as my wife, but as my person, someone I thought was good, like me, and now I find out she's a snake? It makes me feel like a snake too, like I'm less of a man than I was yesterday. It's like finding out your hero's a creep. Everything you built your life on just crumbles. Sorry if I'm rambling, I'm a mess. Good thing is, the house we live in belongs to my folks. They moved to a retirement spot 6 years back. Let us take it over, and it'll be mine someday when they're gone, which I hope is a long way off. They got tired of dealing with repairs and headaches, wanted to enjoy their golden years, so when we split, she ain't getting a piece of it. What's my next move, though? I'm half tempted to toss her out without a word. Heck, while I'm walking, I even think about calling my buddy who's a locksmith, having him swap out the locks today, feeding her some line about the door being busted. She wouldn't care as long as I'm around, right? Then I'd lock up, tell her to check something in the yard, and bam, dart back in and bolt the door behind me. Sounds dumb as heck, I know, like something a kid would do, but I'm lost here. I'm staring at this vodka bottle, and my whole world's falling apart. That jerk friend of mine? He's got something cooking, no question, and I'd never have known if her watch hadn't buzzed. I'll be paying him a visit soon, and he won't be holding coats, he'll be holding his jaw. Here's an update. A couple of dog walkers spotted me under that bridge, looking like a lunatic, and came over to see if I was okay. I spilled the whole story, and one of them, a lady, says, "Son, don't you dare drink that, it'll ruin you worse." She's right. I was headed straight for a train wreck, so I chucked the vodka, called a pal, and he said I could crash at his place to cool off. He was at work, told me where his spare keys stashed. We're in a small town, maybe 15,000 folks, and he's not far, so I get there, sit on his couch, trying to breathe. My wife's blowing up my phone all morning, texts, calls, asking where I am, why's the van still in the driveway. I tell her it's got engine trouble, gotta ride to work, and she buys it, just says, okay. When my buddy gets home around 5 o'clock, I lay it all out for him, ask what he thinks, I tell him to keep quiet about coat rack, don't want it getting back to her yet, I'll handle that rat later by letting everyone know what he is, beating him up won't fix me. Some folks might say he didn't do anything wrong, but he started it, messaging her, flirting like crazy, what's he doing texting my wife anyway? He barely knows her, just nods from across the room when we're out, so I reckon they bumped into each other around town, got chummy, and it turned into this. My friend says stay low, dig around, but also call a lawyer, figure out my rights, I do that today, get the wheels turning. He drives me home by 6 o'clock, and I'm wiped out, adrenaline all day, then nothing, it's like hitting a wall. Soon as I walk in, she's on me, asking about work, I snap, why do you care? She says my flask and lunch bag are still in the van, something's off, she can tell. I almost lie, but I'm too beat, so I just say, yeah, something's wrong. Last night, when I dragged your drunk self to bed, your watch lit up, I read it all, you're a filthy cheat, and I'm done with you. She goes from cocky to scared in a flash, starts bawling when I mention the secrets line, the begging, I walk off, hit the shower. She's sobbing on the stairs when I get out, throwing excuses, she was drunk, it didn't mean anything, he messaged first, she'd never do it, every lame line in the book, except blaming me, smart move, or I'd have booted her out right then. I tell her I want a divorce, she's got a month to leave, and she's sleeping in the spare room, I've been giving her the cold shoulder since, just glaring when she talks garbage, I'm not listening. She's in the spare room now, no words today, maybe she'll be gone when I get home from work, but I ain't that lucky. Told my parents what's up, and my mom's dead set against me kicking her out, she's tight with my wife, always has been, 11 years together come December. Mom says it's a mistake, we should talk it out, we've got too much history, she didn't even do anything, just talked big, takes her side completely, blows my mind. Does this screw me? Mom's against it, but it's their house, mine when they pass, I didn't mess up, so I'm not leaving, it's gonna be a war zone. Got a lawyer meeting next week to sort my options, till then, I'm ignoring her, she won't fess up more, and I'll never know if she's a liar or just playing him for a fling. Update 2, 20 days since I caught her trying to cheat, and it's a nightmare, she's in the spare room, supposed to be out in a month, but she's not budging since mom's in her corner, she's got nowhere to go, not my issue. I've met my lawyer a bunch, filing for divorce, serving her papers, took half our joint account, opened my own. House is weird, living room's empty, we stick to our rooms, I've been pulling late shifts to avoid her. Was ignoring her totally, but read about this 180 thing, now I'm polite but icy, feels better than acting like she's invisible, I was starting to feel like the bad guy. Broke it once, found her crying in the bathroom, helped her up, gave her a quick it's okay hug, no warmth though, I'm so paranoid now, I wonder if she staged it, probably didn't, but that's where my head's at, this place is poison. She swears she'll fix us, prove it was a dumb slip, so I toss out the idea of a lie detector, just to see her squirm, don't even want one, just testing her. She's all in at first, then backtracks with some internet article, says they're junk, her anxiety would mess it up, I laugh, a weird giggle, she'll do anything but that, huh? Doesn't matter, love's gone since I rid the trash, she's just garbage I need to toss. Coat Rackstoast told our crew, he's a pariah now, tried calling, he blocked me, good riddance. Argued with mom, she sees my wife as the daughter she lost, stillborn before me, clings to her, says if I kick her out, she's got no one, not right in a pandemic, wants me to wait months, try counseling, I'm not, Christmas with her makes me sick, she'd act all jolly, it'd be fake as heck. Dad's quiet, always has been, and mom runs the show, folks online call me spoiled, say it's not my house, but it's her or me now, if it comes to it, I'm out, done with them, can't live with no self-respect, friend says I can crash with him if I bolt, I'd cut mom and dad off for picking her over me, what's their plan, babysitting her while I'm gone? House was a wedding gift, sorted, they moved out, we moved in, I've sunk cash into it, but whatever, I dream of ditching this town, starting fresh, but it's all I know, am I too hard, losing everything when I tried to be decent? Update 3, this morning, I left that house for good, saw she had an eye doctor visit, knew she'd be out, so I packed up, dropped the keys and divorce papers on the table, and split, blocked her and mom's numbers, lawyers handling her now. Staying with a friend a couple weeks, aiming for my own place by Christmas, haven't talked to my folks in weeks, last text I sent mom explained why her words gutted me, the secret's hinting she's done this before, she said she can't deal with me like this, needs me to chill, she called days ago. I ignored it, blocked her today, I'm crushed by them, hurts worse than her betrayal, they should have had my back, not hers, and dad didn't step up, they chose her, live with it. Some say I quit too easy, didn't love her, I did, more than anything, But those texts broke me, love snapped off, trying after that's just stalling. Wonder how they'll handle her now I'm gone, I wanna travel, she hated planes, kept us local, time to fly. Update 4, 7 months since this blew up, I'd moved on, 15 miles away, new number, still divorcing, she's dodging my lawyer, so we're forcing service through court. Then I'm free this morning, my buddy calls, says dad's looking for me, mom's sick, I say okay, dad calls, says she's in the hospital, stable but rough, he's choked up, begs me to meet him there tonight, I agree, but I'm a wreck, left work, pacing, am I stepping back into this mess? I'm mad they backed her, scared she'll be there, no interest in seeing her, why now, has mom flipped? Doubt it, phone's an option, but can she talk? Feel like I caused this by leaving, how'd you play it? Update 5, went to the hospital Wednesday, almost bailed, but needed closure, met dad, dodged his hug, warned him if she's there, I'm gone, he says no, we see mom, she's beat up, fell hard, broke ribs, elbow, smashed her face, black-eyed, bruises, she's weak but lights up seeing me, says she missed me, I say she could have reached out, we talk her fall, she was down hours till dad found her, wants to fix us, I ask about my wife, she's still there, mom says she's a mess without me, I see she just wants things back how they were, tell her the house is dead to me, leave after an hour, tell them I'll call if I want, dad asks to stay in touch, I say maybe glad I went, but it's a mess of feelings, know she's cheated before, feel nothing but disgust, she took my best years, therapy's next, this broke me, but I'd rather know. Update 6, divorce is close, she signed the papers, sent them in, just formalities now, she messaged through dad, sorry for stalling, knows it's over, moving out when she can, I'm fine with that, mom's better, dad says, haven't talked to her, I want the house in my name if it's mine, then maybe we'll rebuild, biggest fights in my head, don't want to carry this 30 years like a bad taste, therapy's helping, shrink says my best years are ahead, going to New York in October with a buddy, pumped for it. First of many trips, I hope, feeling hopeful, that's something. Update 7, a year since this started, I'm divorced, saw her a month back at a store, awkward stare, hit me hard but I don't miss her, just who I thought she was, no hate, just done, heard she was with some guy years ago, wish I'd known, New York's delayed to next year, pandemic crap, but I'll go, parents? Nothing there, dad tries, I don't care, house means squat, don't forgive cheaters, it's a losing game, had a sepsis scare, cut my leg, thought I'd die, calmed me, same with this, except it's dead, move on, I'm writing now, helps tons, could have tanked bad, glad I didn't, betrayal's wild, but I'm tougher now,